On a court full of NBA stars, there's one person that stands out.
I didn't think that this would ever happen.
Not the biggest or best player on the floor, just a kid from Kentucky.
When I was 16, I remember telling my dad that I was going to work in the NBA.
The Philadelphia 76ers are visiting the Indiana Pacers, and today's shoot-around is being led by Coach Tyler Lashbrook.
I think about coming here as a kid. You know, I came and watched AI when I was 8, 9 with a buddy, and I remember sitting up in the stands dreaming about this and being excited about it.
His path to making his way out of the stands and onto the floor wasn't predictable, and it wasn't easy.
To be here on the other side is like pretty amazing.
Tyler wasn't a high school star, he didn't play college basketball, and he doesn't have a relative with connections. His road to the NBA began with writing.
I started when I was probably a junior in college, writing letters to GMs, obviously who probably never saw them or just saw them and laughed at them.
As a journalism student and basketball fan at Western Kentucky University, Tyler went to the NBA Summer League. After some handshakes, he later made some follow-up calls that convinced someone to take a chance on him in the city of brotherly love.
I ended up getting asked to come up, and so I packed my Toyota Scion with everything that I could bring, and I drove 12 hours to a city that I'd never been, and I got a hotel.
You go right, what are you doing?
A temporary internship that was only guaranteed for a few months ended with the first in a series of promotions for the next 6 years.
He's very smart, man. You know, he watches the game and he kind of looks for things that are a little bit different than what most normal people would look at when they watch basketball. And so he tries to take those things and we kind of incorporate them in our workouts.
Shake Milton is a second-year pro who works with Coach Tyler each morning, developing into a better player under his leadership. It's a daily routine that takes the team around the world, but no matter how far, home is not easy to forget.
There's stuff about Owensboro that's just as good as Philadelphia, you know? Like, the barbecue's unbelievable.
More than half a decade into achieving his dream as a coach, the job has become a daily grind. But on this floor, the kid who sat a few rows up nearly 20 years ago still can appreciate where he's at.
Every win is amazing and every loss is like the end of the world, and that's just sort of the reality of like professional sports. And so you can get lost in that a little bit, but then you look around and you're staying at nice hotels, and Joel Embiid like gives you a high five when you walk in, and like Ben Simmons is like, "What's up, man?" You know what I mean? Like like all this is a part of your life, and so sometimes you have to slap yourself and realize that you're kind of in a dream.